Warning, this podcast contains grown-up subjects and big boy words. It is intended for adults only, but we won't tell on you if you don't tell our grandmas how many swears we did.
Welcome to Only Mostly Thread, where three creative professionals thread our way through the frightening forest of peculiar posts, attempt to answer curious questions, and dive deep into Reddit's reserves, all to bring something special to you. I'm your friendly neighborhood film guy, Devin Hoy.
I'm your metal musician and resident asshole, Lily Taylor.
I'm your rambling writer, and as always, hostess with the mostest anxiety, Sarah.
I have a question for you guys.
Of course.
What's ET short for?
Extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
No, because he's got tiny little legs.
It's not good.
They're on a steady
good.
decline. They started so much worse than I ever expected. And
I know, right? Like, I know that you have good jokes in there somewhere, and I'm not sure where they all are because this is just it's not good.
I'm going to continue to do this until I get a funny bad joke reaction.
Okay, well we have to understand.
Try to suck less.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, it has to make sense. Like it
makes sense.
It does not make sense. Explain it,
Please.
because that makes it better.
What's he short for? Because he's got little legs.
Oh, he is short.
Yes.
Yeah. What is ET? Like, why is ET short? It's just bad English.
Yeah.
Ha
Yeah.
ha. So good.
Now that was funny. Sarah's laugh was the funniest part of that joke.
I don't like what's happening.
I have a story.
Ooh.
Let's start with that.
Today. Remember how I was saying my throat? I was having like a throat issue in the last episode. So I went and I got a laryngoscopy today. So I got like a tube in my nose and a camera like on the end of the tube, up my nose and down into my throat. It was the weirdest, but also it was really cool. So
No, it wasn't.
no, it really was. And
It honestly sounds great.
It wasn't a good feeling, and I'm still kind of numb. So they spray like Afrin mixed with a numbing agent up your nostrils, and you have to inhale it, and it goes down your throat. That was like the worst part because I hate that feeling and like the taste of like any nasal spray. So then from like my nostrils all the way down to like where you feel post-nasal drip, which I always feel as a sinusitis person.
As a sinus
A
head?
sinusitis.
A sinus
where you,
aficionado?
yeah, basically. If you,
A sinus aficionado. I like that.
yeah, so it felt numb all the way till, I don't know, like the top of my throat. And then there's this little tube and it has like a little light on the end and a camera, and he just starts feeding it up my nostril, and I didn't really feel anything. It was just like a little bit of pressure, but then it felt like there was like a marble in the top of my throat. It was so weird.
Ugh.
So that lasted for like a second. But then the doctor like needed to get something that he didn't have. So then he was holding this tube that was connected to my nose, connected to my throat. And he started like leaning over. And I was like also leaning.
No.
I'm leaving with him like, hello, I'm attached right now.
Yeah, like I had a moment of like, like I need to be really, really calm because I could panic right now. It was just a bad moment. But then
If you freak out, you'll rip your nose open.
right, exactly. So anyway, that happened like really fast. And then he pulled it out. And then he was like, okay, you can like stand up and come over and like look at the computer. And I got to see the video of it. And it was crazy. Like I saw my vocal cords like opening and closing, and it looked like the inside of a monster or something. I could post them on the Instagram.
What's wrong with you? Did he tell you?
No, they don't know. I mean, I don't have cancer, so that's good. Yeah, there's no like polyps or like damage.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, there's no visible damage to like my vocal cords, but he says I have to go to speech therapy because I obviously like fucked something up. He just doesn't know what it is. So
You're doing it wrong.
yeah, I am. I probably like.
You're having a throat wrong.
Yeah. You know what's funny? This actually happened to Duda, and she had to go get this exact procedure and go to speech therapy. She's the reason I like knew to go, you know, I was telling her like my...
That's very strange.
Right? Well, we both just talk way too much.
Oh, well, that's the problem. Way to start a podcast. That's a great idea when you talk too much.
And we both have podcasts.
I was trying to think, like, what do they do in gymnastics? Do they teach you that for as long as you're on the beam, you have to be doing a continuous scream?
I really just don't know. It's still a mystery, but, you know, at least I got to see my vocal cords.
I think I would rather them shove, like, a little camera tube just, like, directly down my throat instead of going up and through the nose, because...
I would have gagged.
Well, yeah, and I would gag the whole time, but I would have a better time than someone shoving it up my nose. As someone who's broken their nose twice.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You can't get up there if you go up the wrong nostril. Like, if you pick...
Yeah, he said that.
Well, okay. I meant mine.
Yeah,
like,
his specifically.
Yeah, if you have a really
There's
deviated septum or a broken nose.
Yeah, there's a little sphinx down here at the entrance to the caves, and it's like, choose one, but choose wisely. And
it's the one from Aladdin. That's where he went whenever the cave collapsed right into Devin's nose.
Yeah, this is no Cave of Wonders.
Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, so that was an adventure. Although now my throat extra hurts.
It's fun.
Because
someone shoved a camera
It's a lot.
down there.
yeah, and the results were inconclusive. So
super
I
helpful.
love it whenever you go to a specialist and they're just like, I
Oh,
don't know,
no.
man.
That's what happened when I went to a stomach specialist.
me too.
They took pieces of everything and then they were like, I don't know,
Me too.
maybe you're stressed. I was
They
like, yeah, all
shove a
the
camera
time.
into your body, and then you're sitting there all uncomfortable, and the professional is just like, is this anything? Do we...
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't
know.
uncomfortable. I was unconscious, so whatever.
I've had 2 oscopies that were inconclusive. I had an endoscopy in 2018 because also stomach issues, and they were just like, it looks a little irritated. I was like, yeah, I know.
So do I.
And then I got constipated for 20 days, and then I
Oh my God.
yeah, I cried about it at work.
Did you like go back to them and ask for it? Because like when I was having discomfort the next day, I went back to them and I was like, what the fuck did you do to me? I'm so I was so bloated and gassy and like in so much pain. I was like, I expected this a little bit, but like this is like amplified my symptoms that I was already having problems with.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And then they gave me IB card and I never went back because it works really well. And I'm like, yeah, I probably have IBS, but who the fuck cares? You guys can't figure it out. So whatever.
Yeah, no, I just like suffered in silence.
Speaking of can't figure it out, who wants to nut?
Hey, let's nut.
Yeah, it's always good to nut.
Nut, 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 nut. Nut, 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 goose.
Nut, 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 nut.
Nut, 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 nut.
Oh boy. Well, for all you listeners, nut stands for something. We're not just insane people.
Stands for
It
Nickelodeon now.
nuclear. We are not affiliated. It
No,
stands
you're
for
not.
Nuclear Unit Tussle, which is a game that we made up where we look at popular Ask Reddit threads and try and guess what the top answers are without looking.
Plus, if we were affiliated with Nickelodeon, there'd be a lot more green slime on our podcasts, as a rule.
Well, I try and keep my camera away from all of the green slime.
Do they
so
still
that
do
people
slime?
don't think we're associated with Nickelodeon. I don't know. Nickelodeon doesn't have a streaming service, so how am I supposed to know?
All right. So this one is posted by user I Love Wii Sports Resort. And it is, what is the worst place to hear somebody say, oops, and I'm going to say on the operating table.
Damn it.
Yeah, I threw this one out here. I grabbed it while you guys were talking
about medical
oscopies.
stuff. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, here we
Ooh,
go.
tattoo parlor. I know this is a race.
I know, right?
So,
Like,
yeah.
it really is. Because, like, I feel like we all know what the top answers are going to be.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like with this one, I had to not say something as soon as I posted, since I thought of it because you guys were
Yeah,
saying
that's
something.
fair.
I was like, I gotta wait to be last.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, obviously, that would have been my first guess. Tattoo parlor is interesting.
I do
don't
like
think I
the
would have
tattoo
thought of that.
parlor.
That's
That's
really
smart.
That's really good. That's
I'd be pissed.
an almost permanent mistake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this might be our fastest come to an answer ever.
Well, that's
but
what
I'm
happens
gonna
when you nut properly.
We love
Yeah,
a fast
everyone
nut.
likes it very, very quick.
No, I don't think that's true. I take it back.
That's what I've heard.
I'm not allowed to comment apparently, so I won't.
You're just not allowed to comment on the expression of the nut.
Okay.
That's burned in my
They're
brain.
very specific ground rules.
I'm gonna say the worst place to hear somebody say "oops" is over the intercom in an airplane.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's a good one.
I love that answer.
Any sort of pilot, just. This is your pilot speaking.
Whoops.
Oops.
And then just nothing, just silence.
Yeah, and then those oxygen masks just popped out.
Yeah, that's scarier than the doctor for some reason.
See, right now when I think of airplanes, I think of the episodes of It's Always Sunny that involve them being on an airplane, and it's already like a total shit show. So I'm just imagining that being a part of it.
Fun fact about listening to this podcast is that you get to experience Lily's TV journey in real time with her.
Whatever. Oh, also, I did want to say that we just finished the first season of The Mandalorian. Not The Mandalorian. God, where am I? We just finished the first season of Andor. And I was thinking Star Wars. That's why I said
The
like The Mandalorian just like rolled over him in my brain. But it was really good. It was a slow starter, but once we got into it, man, I was like, we gotta keep watching. It's
yeah,
so
it's
good.
very good. So I beseech the 3 Star Wars fans who haven't gotten to it by now.
Wow,
to
dude. Yeah,
watch
I know.
it.
I feel like we're so behind on that. They're like, we finished that months ago. Where the fuck have y'all been?
I haven't seen any
But
Star
it was
Wars
really good.
shows. I want to watch The Mandalorian. That's the one with the baby Yoda, right?
Yeah.
But it like
That one's very
Mandalorian
good.
is very
and
good.
Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian.
Speaking of Pedro Pascal, we also watched the first episode of The Last of Us, and that was fucking good.
I suppose
cannot
this
wait.
episode's going to drop the day after
the
episode
second one,
2 of
which
The
I'm
Last
going
of
to
Us comes
preemptively
out.
say the second episode was really fucking good because I can't imagine it not being amazing. So
Thanks to time travel.
everyone is talking about that show right now. I feel like I should watch it.
Oh, you should definitely watch it.
Wait, but it's
so awesome.
It's vampires or zombies?
It's not vampires.
I'm not a big vampire person.
It's not
vampires at
vampires.
all.
It's zombies.
I'm not a big zombie person either.
It's zombie adjacent.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's less about zombies, more about like the post-apocalyptic world and like the relationships and like the character journey of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to like spoil anything.
I don't know. I'm one of those.
So it's based off.
Oh
of,
yeah, sorry. I'll let Devin talk because he's like really into it and stuff.
Based off of the Last of Us game that came out.
No, I totally. I was wondering
yeah.
why it sounded so familiar. That makes sense.
It's one of those games that's basically you have just as much of a good time watching somebody else play it because it's so story driven and cinematic. Like the game is basically like a TV show except with a lot more things thrown into it that just have to be there because it's a game. Like, oh, here's where you fight some bad guys, here's where you sneak from some zombies and that stuff.
Oh, that's
the second one was amazing. Yeah. Oh my god.
And the second one is probably one of the most perfect games. But so the first game was directed by 2 people, one of whom left Naughty Dog, who's the studio who made the game. But the one co-director, Neil Druckmann, is a co-director of the TV show.
And you can
so it's
tell.
It's not one of those like fated to be terrible video game adaptations because they're just like, what do kids like? Or how do we take this thing and change it? Like most adaptations. It's like the guy who understood what made everybody love his first pass at this story understands what will make everybody love his second pass at this story.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
It is very good.
You can literally see shot for shot comparisons online. Like people
there are
are
a couple
screen
of
grabbing.
scenes.
Yeah. And like you can literally see like they have the same set as the game and like he's standing in the same spot.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
Very impressive.
That's no reason for you to watch it, for instance. The reason for you to watch it is because it's a story about people.
Yeah.
And the zombie apocalypse is the
It's just kind of there, yeah.
And the reason I dove into anything about the game is because in the first game, you think of it as like a zombie game, but there are like 4 in like battles with zombies in like the
but they're
whole
all
game.
really hard.
And the rest of it is just people on people, like what makes people good, what makes people bad.
Okay.
It's a really good thing.
It's very good storytelling.
Okay. Yes, that totally wins me over. I'm in the camp, if there is a camp of people that just like, if an apocalypse, a zombie apocalypse happens, like, I'm just going to jump off the roof. I don't want to be in a post-apocalyptic world. Like, I don't want to be one of those people repopulating.
Oh man.
I don't know. I just don't really want to be there. I feel like I know that that's not what I'm here for. I just don't think.
I mean, I guess at least you have thought it through.
Yeah, Hunter said he's just gonna, like, I've told him this, and he like has this whole plan. You know, he's gonna go to upstate New York and bunker down his dad's like hunting cabin and guns and hunting.
I have a very similar plan.
The woods. So I was like, I'm just gonna die. And he was like, no, you won't. And I was like, no, I'll just die. It's fine. Like, you're gonna repopulate the whole world.
Throw my body in the trash.
Exactly. Seriously. And he's like, no. And then he said he's gonna keep me alive and keep me inside. So I'm gonna have to quickly, when the news comes on, like the headlines are like, zombie apocalypse arrived. I have to be like, on my way out the fucking window so that nobody keeps me alive during something I just don't want to be here for.
Nobody sends Sarah any false alarms.
Right? It's gonna be a sad day when we're like, well, somebody accidentally told Sarah that there was a zombie apocalypse and she's not with us anymore.
On your way towards the concrete, you scroll up and look at the header and you're like, oh, whoops, it's the onion.
April Fools. Yeah, I don't know. I just like... No good, like, I mean, you're gonna just be eating peanut butter and beans and like beef jerky, like whatever, you know, stays.
Beef jerky is delightful.
But forever.
I love all three of those things.
You're gonna watch most people you know die, and then they're dead, and then you have to repopulate. Ugh.
But you don't have to repopulate anything. You just live your best life. You don't have to worry about taxes anymore. You don't have to go to work. You can do whatever you want. You can kill zombies.
There are different apocalypse scenarios. One apocalypse scenario that Pedro Pascal and the very talented Bella Ramsey are living out is the kind of one where there are still an abundance of people, enough people to be problems to each other. There's the other type of apocalypse scenario
John
where
Krasinski style, where it's like, who knows how many fucking people there are. We live on a farm very quietly.
We may need to repopulate things.
I don't think I would want to be around for that.
Nope.
I don't think that I could deal with not being able to have conversations with people.
No, count me dead in a quiet place.
I mean, we know how much you like to talk, Sarah.
We've all seen The Quiet Place here, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. So, like, easy solution, build the house under the waterfall. Everybody's said it by now at this point. But, like, they go to the waterfall. There's an important conversation to be had, and they go to the waterfall to have it so that they can talk. Like, okay, well, build a bunk bed there. Start. What are you doing? Whatever. Hey, let's look at these answers, huh?
Oh, yeah. What are we doing? Right.
We got a little distracted.
Wait, before we look at those answers, refresh us. Lily, you said on an operating table. Yep. Sarah, you said at a tattoo parlor. I said from a pilot. Sarah, do you have the scoreboard?
Yes.
Cut to the scoreboard.
Someday I'll get this
and
ready.
And I'll say, wow, you had that ready so fast and prepared.
Yep, got it. Okay, so Devin, I don't know, I made a little typo. I said 43 no.
Sarah really does not want me to win.
I guess not.
It was unintentional, but funny. Lily's at 40, and Sarah, I am at 32.
Oh, yeah. Last episode, Lily had like the most killer score gathering.
Didn't you have two top answers?
I did. I don't remember what they were. So, first answer is from Rather Retro, who says operating room.
Yeah, it's also
Snatching that top answer.
It's also best answer, and I saw it when I clicked the link, so I could not say it.
Top and best. That counts as 10 points.
All right, Lily, you're at 50.
And because it was the best answer as well, you get an extra 0 points.
Oh my God, thanks. It's like icing on the cake.
Yeah, it's like icing on the plate.
It's like icing on the plate. Oh, Left of the Joker said tattoo parlor as the second answer.
Oh, shit.
Wow, we
just raking them in today.
All right.
So that's 9 points for Sarah.
At 41 now.
In 15 seconds, both of you passed me. Speaking of apocalypses, Rambler43 says level 4 containment virus lab.
Yeah, that's awful. And then underneath, somebody said, Umbrella Corp, is that you, homie?
Oops.
Brian Chubb says nuclear power plant. It's a good answer. Mm-hmm. Oh, this next one, I did think about this. I almost said this instead of operating room.
Horror Childhood 6121 said dentist. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
it's
also
bad,
be
but
very
it's not
upset.
as bad.
Yeah, no. I definitely was thinking somebody messing with your insides. Although
Yeah,
you'd probably be unconscious, so.
2Riz2 says hair salon / barbershop,
Also a good
which
one.
sucks, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's not the worst place to hear oops.
No.
Yeah.
It would suck though. T. Guanian says bomb squad.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Worse than the
would be
dentist and
unfortunate.
the hair salon and the barber. Or
Yeah, I know. Like, how is that not higher up?
Well, worse for everybody else, because like being a bomb disarming technician, that's like one of the only jobs in the world where, as far as you will ever know, you have 100% success rate.
It's true, because the one time you fail, you're gonna fucking die. So
Yeah, you don't get to witness your success rate decline.
no pressure.
in a way, it's magical.
Yeah, there's always a silver lining.
Yeah.
Binder of Chains said, my dad is an Air Force vet. His first job was fighter jet mechanic. Story goes, a mechanic was working on a jet. He says, oops, and the ejector seat launches. The ejector seat doesn't take the mechanic with it, only his head.
Whoa.
What?
The next commenter says it's true. I was the mechanic.
Oh my god.
That's insane. I saw Air Force and I was like, ooh, I get some points too. And then the story kept going, and that's way
I thought it was
different
gonna
than I
be
thought.
more funny and less very, very dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the next commenter turned it around.
Yeah,
right?
he did. He did. He did.
Random reality check says vasectomy?
That would be unfortunate. Although the
not
commenter
the
underneath
worst
says,
place.
what's the worst that could happen? I mean, they're already trying to make it non-functional. They
Right.
can't make you more fertile, can they?
They add literal babies to it accidentally. Like, whoops, now you're pregnant.
Oh no. I don't know if this next one should count. No mind beat says circumcision, tattooing, any kind of major surgery. You're not anesthetized
Anesthetized.
for. Anesthetized. That's how you say it. I know how to say anesthesia, but I've never said anesthetized. I was like, what the fuck? So
I
yeah.
always would have thought it would be like anesthesia.
I know, and that's why I was like trying to like get there, but I was like, that's not that word, Lily. Like my brain was just nope.
Get yourself a best friend who's a nurse and tells you all the stories.
What kind of major surgery are you not anesthetized for?
Brain surgery. There's a lot of brain surgeries that you have to be awake for so they can like make sure that they're...
Oh, so your brain is functioning.
Can you imagine being in brain surgery and somebody says, oops?
Although you only feel
Oh
like...
God.
I'm sure that they put like an outer numbing agent around your skull to like open it up or whatever. But you don't have nerves on
Right.
your brain, so them poking around in there, you don't feel it at all.
I really
also-
don't like where this conversation is going.
I should say that I don't like know that as a fact. I only learned that from Grey's Anatomy. The one, not well, I've already lost it, so I've had my
Well, now
shining
I'm glad that I'm not the only
anesthetized.
one who can't say that fucking word.
Once you get in the circle of saying it wrong, it's really hard to dig your way out. But yeah,
Devin, say it wrong.
Analesthesize.
That's different. That's very different.
that's
I don't like
that's
that.
the proper pronunciation.
I gave it a shot.
Yep. Anesthesized.
I'm actually really
So I don't know if it
surprised.
should count because I feel like we kind of did those with the tattooing
Yeah,
and like circumcision
next
is new,
one-
but
The next one's not mine anyway. It's while getting a prostate exam. So
yeah. Okay.
I can't believe the plane wasn't on there. I think that's a really good answer.
yeah, it seems like every single answer except for like the nuke and the virus was like something happening to you, somebody working on you.
Yeah.
Right. Because
Which-
people don't like that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Loss of control.
But it isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. It's just
But it's all a matter of perspective. It's the worst
selfish
thing to
thing.
them.
as
like
opposed to dying.
some women, I feel like it would be the worst thing ever if somebody said oops while they were cutting your hair.
True.
Till they're on an airplane and they hear someone, the pilot.
It's true.
say,
It's
"Oops."
true. I mean, I agree with you. I don't disagree with any point that you're making. It's just that, people are dumb.
It's fine. So we're at 50 and 42 and 40.
I think so. We're at 43, 50, and 41.
Which one am I?
You're the 43.
Oh, okay.
You were
Cool.
in the lead, and now you're
Yeah.
in last place.
Cool beans. Well, let's who wants the nut a second time?
It's not.
Who doesn't?
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, can I have some nut?
Nope. Nope. She's gone. She's passed away. She has left the frame.
She died.
I wish I wouldn't have said that. As soon as I don't condone.
She was talking about almonds.
That's right. What words are fun to say? Hosted by Major Jojo 97. Yoink. Is that a word?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's really fun to say.
Yeah. I want to say gazebo.
I'm going to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Gazebo makes me think of Zamboni.
Oh, Zamboni's fun to say too.
Zamboni is a good word.
So is like macaroni, but not as fun as gazebo.
I know, it's hard because, like, is it a good vocabulary word, or is it, like, phonetically pleasing, or just fun? I don't know.
Fun. Just fun.
Yeah, I'm going to say fun. But I'm sticking with mine because it's Disney, and I bet people will put it on there.
Yeah, I bet people won't put yoink on there.
They might. Yoink is so
Yoink
fun.
is such a good word.
I'm gonna sit for one more circle in my head real
Me
quick.
too.
Oh,
We should say
Yeet.
Muppet.
That's a good one.
Absolute
good.
Muppet. That's all I think of sometimes when I think about like stupid people now. I'm just like absolute Muppet.
I'm thinking either gazebo or yeet.
I was thinking
You like
yeet,
yeet.
too.
Yeet might be on there.
Damn it.
Gonna yeet this.
Yeet.
Yeah, yoink made me think of yeet.
Yoink that yeet.
Well,
or
that's
yeet
because
that yoink.
they're opposites. They're antonyms.
Yoink and yeet.
Is yoink a word?
I don't know.
the Lord Yeeteth and the Lord Yoinketh away. It's in the Bible.
Duh.
The DJ James edition.
I think I might. This stuff. Because gazebo like launched at me first, but
Gazebo is a good word, but I don't know if it'll be on there. I feel like you have a better chance with yeet.
do I, or are people too cynical about yeet? Nah, yeet's fun. I'm going with yeet. Because I didn't laugh whenever I said gazebo, but I did laugh whenever I said the Lord Yeeteth.
I don't know. I don't think yoink is, like, I don't feel very confident.
I say yoink anytime I take something.
Really?
It might just
he
be a
does
whisper.
say it a lot.
It might just be a whisper to myself.
I'm surprised
but
you're
I
not
say
saying dingus. I know. I feel like the words on that list are very much the words that I would want to be on this list.
But dingus is really good. And that was like one of my reasonings for why it's one of the best synonyms for idiot, is that it's so fun to say.
I'll just do yoink. I do think it's fun to say. I can only think of like satisfying vocab words, but that's not necessarily fun. It's just like pleasurable to say.
Pleasurable. Oh.
Ooh, like what? What word?
Like
I'll say.
gratuitous. I love that word.
What? How about moist?
I don't hate that word. I don't have a problem
Nobody likes
with
that
it,
word.
but it's fine.
Someday we're gonna have to do one where it's like most uncomfortable words to hear.
Yeah.
And moist will be on
Moist.
there.
I would rather say sodden.
Sodden.
Yeah. I was writing my
So fancy.
well, I was writing
My feet are so sodden after being outside in the rain. Oh no.
Watching some construction across the street, and I found myself getting quite sodden and bothered.
No. Yeah, wait. Okay, well, I Google searched sodden equals moist because I can't think right now.
Sodden means
Sodden is like soaked and moist is like
Yeah, I know. I think
soaked.
it's saturated, yeah, so that's never mind. Cut that.
Are we going with yeet and yoink?
I'm going with yeet, yeah.
Wow,
What have I got to
companion
lose?
words.
Yeet
from
and
Genesis.
yoink. A yeet and a yoink.
You have to think of another Y word.
No, but I want to do supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's
There you
fair.
go.
Even though the
All right,
sound of
then.
it is something quite atrocious.
It's not, though.
But if you say it loud enough, I can't remember the rest of the words. And then it goes supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Let's carry on.
If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious.
There we go. Precocious is a good word.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, user 300 show says onomatopoeia.
I should have chose a
man.
vocabulary word.
There are some good words on here.
Well, don't get ahead of the
Okay, my
audience.
bad.
Just look
All
at
right,
one
fine,
at a
fine,
time.
I read them
Fine.
all.
Dr.
Don't do that.
I mean, there are not a lot of comments. So, Dr. Stone 5 says chimichanga. That's a good one.
Mrs. Love
Yeah,
to Love
that's a good-
says kerfuffle. That's fun.
I don't think it's as fun, though. Kerfuffle.
It's the 2 F's.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Trump can suck my arse, says shenanigans.
It's a good one. And I've even said that on this podcast. I've said I call shenanigans on whatever.
That opens up a whole highway of neighbor words I like saying.
Yeah.
Like shenanigans and ne'er-do-wells and hooligans.
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 Or youths. That's fun to say, but only if you've watched New Girl that many times.
That's fun to say, yeah,
Youths.
only because of New Girl.
Yeah, it's literally the only reason.
Street youths.
Just because of Schmidt. Southbit 1764 says preposterous.
Preposterous.
Absolutely
Preposterous.
So good. Ambitious Auntie says plethora. That word actually
That was not
isn't very fun for
fun.
me. It's a little bit tough.
Yeah, it's not a fun word. It's
Plethora.
just
Yeah, some of these are just like,
a vocab word.
yeah. This is definitely more of a vocab list than I was imagining.
Yeah, I was
I had
worried
a
about
plethora
this.
of packing peanuts under my pouch. All right, ambitious auntie
You have a pouch?
is the one who said plethora. Bucky Goldman says bamboozled.
Bamboozled. That one's a fun one.
Yeah. So is buffoon.
It's true. Sports 63 says razzmatazz.
That's fun. I like razzmatazz.
And razzle dazzle. That's
Yeah.
really good.
Yep.
Sexy Chronic Pain says skedaddle. Relatable.
I have some follow-up questions about the choice of that username.
You can make anything sexy with the right mindset.
Chronic pain is so sexy.
It's all about your life's perspective.
Yeah, skedaddle's fun.
That is a good word.
Yeah.
Skedaddle.
Mexicreg says Francisco.
Yeah, I don't get that because I never saw it.
Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
that's 10.
I'm not
None
kidding.
of us got on the board.
I actually thought about the Francisco thing because he says, that's fun to say.
Oh.
References will always net you at least 1
Could
point.
have got 1 point.
Oh my God. There's so many vocab words. One of these down here is anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I learned that word in
The fuck?
in 2nd grade. This kid, Evan, in my class, like, he said it was the longest word in the English dictionary. Like, it actually is the longest word in the English dictionary. And he taught our whole class.
Somebody else
There's-
said slut bucket.
Yeah. and
It's hyphenated.
I was looking for yeet, and the only one I found with 2 E's is queef. So that's just
Trebuchet. Okay, I'm done.
well, we got
Trebuchet is a
0
good word,
points.
though.
That's what happens whenever
Good
we get
choice.
10 and 9 in the first one. Is we
Yeah.
get 0 in the second one.
Yeah, and fun
We
is like
went too hard.
subjective. So
Yeah, apparently
Mm-hmm.
vocabulary was fun for these people. So
Yeah, like you can't grab something and throw it and yell, plethora. Doesn't work.
yeah,
right, but you can
I
yell
see your argument.
preposterous.
you
Yeah.
can yell preposterous
You can
or
yell
snuffleupagus.
anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Yeah, I don't know about
Abracadabra.
that.
Oh man, you know what? I was about to do that.
We just
That
watched.
should have been on there.
We just watched the 8th movie, and we just had to pause it to do the Avita Kedavra thing for a while.
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. So before we move on to putting on any of our assholes, there was a guy on TikTok who started a trend of like people going, the boy who lived, come to die. And then they hold up a really tiny wand and go,
Yeah, you did show me that. I think I just forgot about it.
It
and
was
then my
so
favorite,
funny.
to this day, my favorite video on TikTok, I can't attribute the guy, but I have it saved, is he just starts with a little wand like that. Then he does a little bigger one, and a little bigger one. So he's like progressing through Avita Kedavra, Avada Kedavra. And then he starts grabbing like a broom, and he's like, Avada Kedavra. And then like a giant stick. And then eventually he has a literal fallen tree that he hoists up, and he's just like, and I don't know why it's so funny to me.
Wow.
Let's put on our assholes.
Put on
Assholes?
your asshole.
Engaged.
Posted by user WinterPie6437. Am I the asshole for wearing a top with a swear word around young children? I, 25, female, have a 7-year-old. My sister, 36, female, has a 10 and a 4-year-old. Whilst on holiday, my mother decided to get me and my sister tops. They're like thing 1 and thing 2, apart from the fact that they say bitch 1 and bitch 2. It may be funnier if we were close to our mother. She sometimes absolutely hates us. Another story and another day, okay? Tops are comfortable. We found them funny. I've worn it to pick up twice now, mostly because I use it as a gym shirt, and I go to the gym before picking up my child. This time, I'd picked up my sister's children too, when one of the mothers said that her daughter, who's 7, asked for the same top. Obviously, they can read it. And I got asked not to wear it. She said one of the other parents from my youngest niece has also complained. I said no, it's a shirt that I don't wear every day for pickup. I hear her child swear occasionally, told my daughter to F off, so how's she going to complain about her top? I said if your child is old enough to know there are naughty words, let's face it, most 7-year-olds know or know about swear words when they're old enough to be taught not to use it. I'm just wondering, am I the asshole? A few parents apparently think so, but I've unfortunately never really gotten along with them as I've known most parents since their children were 3, and they've always judged my age.
Yeah,
this happened
she's the asshole.
on Abbott Elementary. It was pretty funny.
Did it really?
What's that?
That show that she was telling us about?
Yeah, you gotta watch it. You guys will both love
yeah.
it. I know you will. It's set in Philadelphia. It's like a public Philly school. It's a workplace comedy.
Oh, okay.
It's very The Office.
Yeah, I mean, like, Lily and Violet are like 10 and 11, and I wouldn't wear, I mean, number one, I wouldn't wear a shirt that had a swear word on it to begin with, because why? But
Yeah.
secondly, I definitely wouldn't wear it around them because they're 10 and 11, and it's not my place to encourage other people's kids to swear. Just do that's it. Like, if you want to wear it around your kid, that's your decision, but you don't have to wear it around other people's kids.
That's kind of how I feel. I'm gonna teach my kids all the swear words and let them swear, because I think swear words are like an important addition to vocabulary. And this one girl I grew up with, who ended up being the valedictorian of my school and is like now an OBGYN, her parents let her and her brother swear, and they were like the smartest kids in school. They had the best vocabularies, and it encouraged them to come up with really good insults and just like use the swear words in a
To
good
express
way.
themselves.
Yes, I think if you're using them to express yourself, it's fine. Also, I just like don't think they should have that much power. I mean, I feel like the C word is still going to be like, it's abrasive, so I would like, you know.
That's why you're saying the C word and you're not saying the actual word.
Yeah, I don't like that one. But again, like, I just don't think a shirt that says bitch is in great taste. I personally wouldn't wear it just because I don't think I'd like it. But also,
Yeah.
not everybody is going to let their, like, be okay with their kids swearing. So I probably wouldn't wear it. But I don't know that she's an asshole for it. Like, I don't see that big of a deal. Like, I don't see that big of a
But
an
here's the
issue.
thing. When she's there for pickup, I'm positive that it's not just her and her sister's kids that are there for that.
Right.
Like, just don't. I feel like she's setting herself up for this situation by continuing to wear it all the time.
I think
and like,
she's
if it's your
setting
favorite
her
shirt, fine. But like, I don't know. Don't wear it around a bunch of little kids. Wait until they get to be not little kids. Why is that such a hard concept to wrap your head around? Why is she even fucking posting about this on here? This is petty as hell.
I think she's setting herself up for it. And like, it's one of those things where it's societally not okay. Like, little kids don't swear. They're not supposed to swear.
Right.
They're not supposed to know swear words. So you have to know what you're walking into, kind of. But again, like, personally, I don't think it makes her like a bad person. Because I just like ethically don't have an issue with swear words. But she knew what she was getting herself into.
Well, it's not like the ethics of the swear word that is the questioning of assholishness in this situation. It's the knowing that other people may think that way and like forcing it with their children.
But again, like, I think she welcomed people being upset with her, but I don't think that renders her an asshole. Like, I don't think that takes her past the spectrum of good person into asshole. So I say no, but I get why everyone would say yes. I just like don't think it makes her a bad person. If she doesn't want to deal with people having an issue or having to defend her shirt choices, then she shouldn't wear it.
Yeah.
If she
I think
continued after this, would she be an asshole?
No, she just has to deal with people not liking it.
I think I agree with this one comment below that says mild, you're the asshole for wearing it to a school specifically. And that's how I feel about it, is like, you know that there's going to be young kids there, that not all parents parent the same way. Like, don't be a dick. Come on. Like, she's a mom. She's not a fucking idiot.
It's not really even like a public place. It's like a go there and learn how to behave place.
Right.
Okay,
Especially
so
when they're that young.
yeah. So like, does mild mean they're just a dick.
Like she's not that guy who was trying to get his neighbor to make food for him, but she still sucks.
All right.
Like be socially aware. Like don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
See, I judge people on the asshole scale, and that like I think they're an asshole if I think that they are wrong, and like if I feel like they're relatively innocent in the situation, I'm like, I don't think they're an asshole though. But I don't think she's innocent in this situation. It sounds like she's very aware of it, and she's just like, I don't understand why everybody's making such a big fuss about it. You know, I'm just like wearing it to the school and shit. Like, who cares? Kids swear, and it's like, okay, they might, but like, don't be a dick. You know?
Okay. Yeah. I see it this way. I like see it that way now. So yeah, like she's the aggressor.
Yeah.
She's in the wrong.
And I think in this situation, I think it makes her a bit of an asshole.
In my head, if you are the aggressor and you are in the wrong, I think that makes you an asshole. And I think we have different calibrating scales.
For sure.
Yeah. Like, because you can be an asshole in a moment. Like, I guess that's what they mean.
Yeah.
That's literally what they mean.
And that's what
100%. I mean, that's what all of these are. Am I the asshole in this situation? And yes, I think she is.
And also you have to think...
Also, the one daughter is 4 years old. Like, don't wear that fucking shirt.
If you're trying to debate, like, whether or not people should just be exposed to it or you should be allowed to express yourself, like, regardless of who's going to see it, and, like, that's the way the world is, like, okay, you know, you do you, but I do think, like, what kind of person are you if you repeatedly do this in front of kids?
Like, her daughter has already asked her for a shirt just like hers. Her daughter is 7. And this 4-year-old girl, she is a role model figure for her because she's her aunt. So I feel like wearing that around her is telling her like, oh, like this is something that everyone does, which in some areas maybe it is. But like, I don't know. I try to not do stuff like that around the girls because I still feel like they're at such an impressionable age. Like I want them to become their own person and not be like, oh, well, Aunt Lily does this. So this is like what the cool people do or whatever, you know? Like if I wore a shirt that said bitch, they'd probably want one. And I know that. So I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't do that anyway because it's fucking stupid. But if I liked wearing shirts that said bitch on them, I wouldn't wear it around my nieces.
I think that it's important to teach children that they should be who they are and be comfortable with things, and that like social taboos exist. And it's a hard concept for children the younger they are. Eventually they'll be able to grasp like the concept of social taboos, and then you can deal with that and be like, you can say whatever you want in society. There are some times when it will upset people, and sometimes it'll be the right thing to do not to upset people. Sometimes it'll be the right thing to do to upset a person if you're Mr. Justice Pants or something.
Yeah.
I think that you can wear what you want and express yourself however you want in public in general. But I think the school is the specific thing. Like, even if you were part of that school, you can't wear that shirt. You would get in trouble.
Right.
And it's just because time and place of whatever rules are set. And in school, profanity is not allowed.
And also, like, because I would like to teach kids, like, if I have kids, they're going to know situationally when there are consequences for swearing or doing something outside the taboo. And like other kids, if they're not even exposed to swearing, then yeah, it's not fair. So yeah.
It's like Santa Claus.
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with exposing them to swear words or anything like that. It's just like, she is very clearly, she has an awareness of what she's doing in this social situation where it's not appropriate. And she just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And thinks that everybody should just condone what she's doing because she wants to do it.
Yeah. Well, when you say it that way, yeah.
I think the good metaphor is that it's like Santa Claus. You get to choose whether you will do the whole weirdly socially acceptable lie of Santa Claus because it's fun. I would
totally tell my kids that Santa was real because it'd be so much fun to fuck with them.
It's fun. It brings a specific kind of joy, but you're equally as fine not telling your kids that there's a Santa Claus. But I feel like the onus is on you as a member of society to explain to them that some other kids' parents decide that there is a Santa Claus and that's
like what if
their decision.
What if she wore a shirt to the school that said Santa isn't real?
Yeah, I would think
like,
she's an
still
asshole.
A fucking asshole.
It's all how you contextualize it, because you got I'm totally persuaded now. I do think she's an asshole.
Peer pressure.
I've been influenced by my peers.
No,
it's okay. We've done it to Devin before.
I think it's less peer pressure and more just the process of debate.
Yeah,
that's true. Discussion
I actually
and debate.
Thought about it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think she's well, for this one, I do think she's being an asshole on purpose. I almost said I don't want to say that she's doing it on purpose, but then I thought about it again and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. And that's kind of what changed my mind too, is like, not only was it just like you did it one time and then like, you're not going to do it again. But yeah, it's like reading the situation and continuing to be the aggressor. Like, that's kind of what made me contextualize it differently and be like,
Yeah.
Right.
This next bit's a little bit judgy, but I feel like there was a hint early on that like just contextualize her as capable of being the asshole in moments that may be based on nothing, but it was just the way she threw in talking about her mother. She sometimes absolutely hates us. Another story, another day. Absolutely not relevant to this situation in any way at all, but had to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Which to me just reads as like, I need this sort of stuff in my life. The same sort of thrill that comes from people getting mad at me for wearing shirts that I shouldn't wear. Yeah, silent nods are such good content.
We just don't like to respond to you sometimes because it's more fun.
For you.
Yeah, exactly. That's
one of
what I
these
said.
days, you're going to come across Lily in my Am I the Asshole post where we ask if we're the asshole for giving you constant negative reinforcement on our podcast.
Listen, I will wear my asshole badge with honor.
Just from that moment, I'm already covered in sweat. There's a sheen.
I could see it now. Like, he is already a very sweaty person, and now he's
make
really
him
sweaty
more
every
sweaty.
time.
I don't know how he's this sweaty, but now he's more.
Listen, nobody knows how Devin is as sweaty as he is. No one knows. It's one of life's great mysteries.
Well, there's one thing left for us to do, and that's to save the world one life pro tip at a time.
Okay. So posted by Lemo Corgi is this life pro tip request. Essential items to have in your car. I'm buying a car soon and would love to know some cool hacks or precautions to keep in my car so that I'm prepared for whatever happens. I don't know what TIA means.
Thank you in advance. Thanks.
Thank you in advance. Thanks in advance. I'm hip with the lingo.
So,
A
things that you like
blanket.
to have in your car, a current lingo almanac.
Yes, current lingo almanac for sure. So you know what all the cool kids are saying. I have like a car jack thing in my car. The thing that you like. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Where you jack your car up if you have although I don't know how to change a flat tire, so how that would help me, no idea.
I drove over a pothole once and jacked my car up.
Hey, I see.
I don't need a car jack.
I did it myself, boo.
I was going to say those little lights that you put like around your car if you're in an accident. They're sort of like flares.
Oh, like
little
those flares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and a flashlight. Oh, and a first aid kit.
Yep. One of those devices that like cuts your seatbelt and busts through the window. Hunter has one of those. And he says I should get one too.
Yeah, just go to a store, a hardware store maybe, and get an emergency car kit, because inside will be like a thermal blanket and seatbelt cutty thingy.
Yeah.
and
Smart. Hi,
anything that you
Clyde.
need.
A Clyde. You need a Clyde in your car.
Always have
Hi to
cats.
everybody, beep, beep. Say hello, hello. Look up.
She's holding up our
Of
our
all the
cat
times
Clyde.
for Clyde to be quiet.
Oh, she made noise. You want to say something? What should we have in the car? Do you have opinions?
I heard it.
Oh, this little squeak. If you had to pick one item to have in your car,
Can it be a kit?
if you had to narrow it down to one very specific, just one most essential thing, what would it be?
The manual to the car. Actually, you have
Okay.
a phone, so that's not terribly important anymore.
The physician's desk reference, hollowed out, inside. But I don't remember what Dwight puts inside. Wait.
What does he put inside? Now I can't think of it. Was
Is
it
it a
like a
gun?
gun or something?
That's just like a trope. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to try to think of it because that's really pissing me off. A charger, like something that will like keep my cell phone charged. My dad just got me one for Christmas. It's like you have to charge it once and then it like is a battery for a long time. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's good. I thought you meant like one that plugs in to the car when the car is on
No. It's powered with like,
by itself.
yeah, it's powered by a single charge and then it lasts for a really long time.
You're never going to remember it, Sarah. Do you want me to just tell you? It's a lot.
Okay, wait. Is it several things?
It's several things.
Is it like impossible things?
It's a lot of stuff. And then some specific literary selections.
I can't remember if someone else chooses Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
No,
Did
it's him. He did.
Inside of a physician's desk reference?
He says, fine, physician's desk reference. And Jim says, nice, smart. And he says, hollowed out, inside, waterproof matches, iodine tablets, beet seeds, protein bars, NASA blanket, and in case I get bored, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. No, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
I knew the NASA blanket. That was the only one that I also thought of.
Wild. And then he says, question, did my shoes come off in the plane crash?
And Angela would bring not a Bible, but she will bring, wait, a purpose-driven life.
First, she did say the Bible, though, I think. She said the Bible. And then they were like, come on. And she was like, okay, a purpose-driven life.
Yes, that's right. Good job.
I think the most important thing to have in your car is a steering wheel. Thanks for listening to Only Mostly Thread. The Office fan podcast. Apparently.
Seems like it sometimes.
You can follow us on socials at Only Mostly Thread. And we also got a Patreon. So you can look at that and be like, ooh, this is really cool. And I'm very cool too.
It will make you cool.
It'll make you incredibly cool.
So cool.
And handsome. It'll make you cool and handsome. And you'll get a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Or both.
Yeah, or both at the same time.
Be in a throuple.
Throuple's one of the fun words.
Oh, that would have been a great word.
That is actually such a fun word.
Thruple.
Thruple. Next week, which will be January 30th, we're going to not have an episode release because there are extremely busy things that are happening. But we will be back the following week, which is February 6th. So just take 1 week to sit alone in the dark in silence and think, man, gosh, I really miss those three people. And then that way, 7 days later, you'll get your fresh rejuvenation of
nuts.
Dingusing around.
Hold your nut. No time for nut.
Hold those nuts.
That's called edging. Guys, we need an outro. How do we outro the show?
The same way you have been.
Yeah, it's been going so well. See, I was getting ready to say the thing when you say, I'm still Devin.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
Oh, okay. I thought you needed something new.
Yeah. I just forgot.
Okay.
You forgot how things worked around here.
So yeah, we'll be back on Monday, February 6th, and you can be incredibly happy and cool then. I'm still Devin.
I'm still Lily.
And I'm still precocious. Leave there. If you don't say something, I'm gonna forget to say.
What does that even mean?